Good morning, it's September 21, 2024. We're critiquing the news. The article on your screen is from the Cairns Post and it's titled Mayor Refuses Fluoride. The article discusses some children from rather poor background who have had all their teeth removed due to terrible tooth decay. And these children typically have awful diets, lack of parental supervision, rarely if ever brush their teeth, and don't get access to good, wholesome, fresh fruit and vegetables, such as the type that nature intended us to eat. They instead get fed stuff from so-called shelf-stable stuff from boxes in the centre aisles of the supermarket, which really barely qualifies as food. Nonetheless, there's an activist group called the Public Health Association of Australia, another one called the Cairns GP Group, who were seemingly unable to do their own homework or connect the dots during the so-called novel coronavirus pandemic between 2020 and 2023. Nonetheless, they're appealing to their own authority, which is of course a logical fallacy, to tell us that fluoride needs to be dumped into every drop of town water supplies, not just to bottled water, which would obviously be the most logical choice. Then consumers could pick bottled water if they chose to drink fluoride. Anyway, it's incredible that all these years after we won the battle against the globalist anti-humanists who want to compulsorily chemically lower IQs by adding fluoride to vital and unavoidable town water supplies, these evil and twisted goblins are back having another go. Now, kudos go to Cairns Mayor Amy Eden for not immediately acquiescing to these monsters, but instead she's flicked it to the Chief Medical Officer, which isn't an effective or long-term action. The previous occupant of the Chief Medical Officer's position blocked cheap and effective treatments for the so-called novel coronavirus and backed Big Pharma's untested, dangerous and ultimately ineffective chemical concoctions that damaged so many people around the world. The fluoride that gets added to drinking water isn't a naturally occurring mineral, such as quoted in the article. It's fluorosilicic acid, a byproduct of the phosphate fertilizer manufacturing process and a precursor to aluminium trifluoride and synthetic cryolite in the production of aluminium. Fluoride's ability to damage the brain is one of the most active areas of fluoride research today. Over 600 studies have found that fluoride can damage the brain. From 1989 to 2023, a total of 87 studies have investigated the relationship between fluoride and human intelligence. 78 studies have reported that elevated fluoride exposure is associated with reduced IQ in humans. We absolutely do not want or need humans to be any dumber than we are today. Now, the abstract of a peer-reviewed research paper titled Impacts of Fluoride Neurotoxicity and Mitochondrial Dysfunction on Cognition and Mental Health, a Litera review, is an analysis of the peer-reviewed body of work of published literature available at PubMed. And it states, and I quote, "These studies observed physical changes, intelligence loss, increased hyperactivity, and irregular moods associated with fluoride exposure. Australia has the highest percentage of consumers of fluoridated water anywhere in the world, which might explain why Greens get elected and why we keep voting the Labor Liberal Uni Party back into office."